Hello, welcome back to one of my shenanigans. I think the biggest one yet, my third video. Okay, you must have seen the thumbnail. So, on today's video, I'll be talking about what it's like being a Nigerian student, and I'll try to be as objective as possible, else, this video will be like a 4 hour rant or something. So, let's get to it. Before I start, I would like to at least give some advantages of being a Nigerian student because, well, there are advantages as much as there are a lot of disadvantages to it. So, the first advantage I would say is that it is relatively cheap, almost free to study in a university in Nigeria. Even the very expensive ones, like the private ones, those are still kind of cheap when you compare them to universities in the United States, like, well, the Ivy League schools or universities in Europe. But relatively, it is quite cheap, almost free in Nigeria, and it is also quite easy to get in. Although there are some downsides when getting in. I'll talk about that later. And well, I guess it's kind of fast when you look at it somewhere in some universities, some private universities. And for the downsides of studying in Nigeria, there are a lot, so to speak. But I'll just say the first would be the strikes, the academic staff union strikes that just occurs randomly, and well, it is quite slow in the government schools. I mean, what do you expect from the school that has like thousands of students and you pay next to nothing? So yeah, it is quite slow. There are very terrible facilities, very terrible teaching, and stuff like that. But overall, how it feels like being a student in Nigeria is sometimes it is disappointing, sometimes it is quite exciting because you have this free time and you have a lot you can do with it. You can be creative and all that stuff. And it can be also depressing because when you have free time and you have absolutely nothing to do with it, you start to feel lost and you're like, damn, look at those students, look at the guys in America, look at the guys in Europe, and you are just there in your third year for 3 years. So it's it is depressing in that aspect, but also refreshing because you have this time to do other things that you're doing. Like as for me right now, I'm experiencing one of those strikes. So we haven't had school in, let's say, a month now. School has been off, so I've had a lot of time to start this channel and make crappy videos of myself talking about some shit. But yeah, I'm really glad I'm doing this and I'm really glad I had the time. And just to add to one of those advantages is that it forces you to be creative. It's being a Nigerian student and not being creative is just you have to be creative because we there are times when the teachers basically teach next to nothing and you're just faced with an exam where you have to perform like you studied heaven and earth, like you have been studying since 1000 years ago, and you just boom see this exam. Like the teachers can't even answer the questions themselves. So you just have to be that good, you have to be that creative, and yeah, it works to our advantage. So I guess I would say it isn't an overall bad experience, but it is terrible because when I see students who school in the United States or in Europe or other countries, so to speak, other African countries that have good education system, I do envy them. I get jealous and I do feel that if I was there, I would do so much better with my time and with my life. But this is what I have, so I guess I'll stick with it and look for the good things about it. So that'll be all for today's video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.